Hello, angels, and welcome back. Okay, let's get real today. Have you ever asked yourself, am I anxiously attached or am I just really in the wrong relationship? Is it really me or is it them? Because when you're feeling insecure, when you're craving reassurance, when you seem to be low-key obsessing over the relationship, it's so easy to assume that you're the problem. But what if you're not? What if your feelings are actually trying to tell you something? What if your body is actually just repelling this certain person because it's not the right person for you? So I want to break this down in both a spiritual and a practical way, because I truly believe that you are the creator of your reality, that the relationships, that the love, that the blessings and the lessons that occur in your life are all placed there for you. They're all being manifested into physical form from you, consciously or unconsciously. Whether that's a goalpost put in your path on purpose to divert you back to the correct path for you, or whether that is the right person for you. Because here's the fact, the universe is never going to serve you with a blunt no. It's either, yes, this is the best for you, or wait, you need more growth. You need to elevate more to match the elevated manifestations I have on the other side for you. Or it's no, I have something so much better than you can even imagine. So let's first start discussing anxious attachment. If you've ever been in a situation where you obsess and overanalyze every single text message, every action or inaction, the tone of voice, the way it's said, the body language of that person, or you feel physically uncomfortable when they're not responding straight away, or maybe it's you constantly need that reassurance of, hey, where do we stand? What are your feelings towards me? Then yeah, you might have anxious attachment. And that happens when at some point in your life, your brain learned that love isn't stable, that it can just disappear, that you have to earn it or you're not safe in it. So now every time someone pulls away, your nervous system is going to freak out. And if that resonates with you, if that feels aligned to you, then I need you to ask yourself this. Do you actually feel safe in that relationship, or are you just constantly on edge? Are you scared that they'll leave even though they've given you no reason to feel that way? Do you trust them, genuinely trust them, or do you just want to trust them? Now, if you're feeling activated by this or triggered by this, then don't worry, because there's genuinely nothing wrong with you. All that's actually happening is your nervous system is just responding in the way it's wired to. And that doesn't need to be the way that you're built and wired and programmed to be forever. Not all anxiety in relationships means that you have anxious attachment. Sometimes you're just simply with the wrong person. Because here's the thing, love should feel safe. Love should feel secure. Love should feel like a home. Not like you have to decode every single thing they say, or chase someone's attention, or fight for affection. So if your anxiety is only showing up for this particular person, that is a sign. If you didn't feel like this before, or you feel way more anxious with this particular person over everyone else in your past, then it's not just you. It's probably the energy of this particular relationship. Now ask yourself these, and ask them really raw and honestly. Do you genuinely feel safe in this, or are you just attached? Do they make you feel safe? Do they show up for you consistently? Or do you just wish that they would? If you stepped into the highest version of yourself, the one that knows she's worthy of every goddamn thing, would they choose them? Because I'm going to tell you, when you're used to breadcrumbs, a full meal is going to feel overwhelming. And when you're used to chasing, stillness is going to feel boring. But deep down, you know what feels right for you. Which leads me to the real question. Do you trust yourself? Because your body already knows the answer. Because if you really quiet the noise and you really sit with yourself and really listen, you'll know if this relationship is truly aligned to the highest version of you, or if it's just triggering old wounds. And a large part of doing the work when it comes to your attachment style, especially if you have anxious attachment, is shadow work. Looking at the parts of you that still feel so unworthy of love, that is scared of abandonment, that doesn't feel like love can be easy or safe. Because when you actually do the work and you actually heal those parts, the relationships you're going to go on to attract are going to be miles different in a way that's going to change your experience of love altogether. And here are some shadow work questions you can ask yourself right now. What is my deepest fear when it comes to love? When was the first time I felt like love could leave me? How would I truly show up in a relationship if I fully trusted that I was worthy of the best? What would the highest version of me go on to accept and decline in relationships? Because when you do this work, you're going to find yourself no longer on the same roller coaster of emotions and relationships that you're used to. You're going to stop chasing that chaos, that drama. You start embodying a love that is stable, that is secure and fulfilling, because that's the energy you go on to become. Now, here's something that most people don't actually want to hear. The love you attract is actually the love that you have for yourself. What you go on to receive in the external is always a direct reflection of what is going on in your internal state. How they treat you is how you treat yourself. How they see you is how you see yourself. And if they don't prioritize you, ask yourself, where in my life right now am I not prioritizing myself? This is the first protocol, because you are the source. You are the cause of all the effects in your life. The way you love yourself, the way you respect yourself, the way that you honor your own boundaries is what's going to set the tone for every single other relationship in your life. You want someone obsessed with you? Here's the secret. Never ever chase. Because the moment you chase, they're gonna run. That's just the energy. When you reach forward, someone stands back. But when you stand still, when you shift that energy back to yourself, when you align that focus to becoming obsessed with yourself again, your growth, your development, your creations, something wild happens. People start noticing you differently. They start to lean into you. They feel your energy shift, and suddenly the dynamic changes. So if you find yourself stuck obsessing over a text back, I promise you, press pause. Stop pouring your energy into focusing on that and pour it back into yourself. Stop wasting it on the waiting game or the what if game. And any way you can, just focus and attention and energy, prioritize that all back to yourself. Because I guarantee you, the second you forget about it is the second you get that message, because you no longer need it. You are no longer operating in desperation of needing that thing, because people can feel that energy from you. They can feel that you desperately want something from them. And 9 times out of 10, that energy can feel really repellent for the other person. You will always be the prize if you allow yourself to be, if you deem yourself to be. And once you do, you're going to step into that energetic state, which in turn is going to transform the perspective that everyone else around you has of you, because your perspective, your self-concept of yourself has shifted. Your energy, your focus, your attention has shifted back to you. Now, if you take away anything from this video, let it be this. Love should feel safe. You'll never have to fight for what's meant for you. And one day when you see the bigger picture of your life, how everything plays out, you're going to realize each and every single relationship in your life's purpose. It's going to make perfect sense to you one day. Whether it ended up your perfect person and this was actually a journey of growth for you to go on, or if it was just another goalpost just directing you to the right direction for you to get to exactly what it is that you want for yourself. Because you're never going to miss what's meant for you. You're never going to have to fight so hard to hold on what's meant for you. And you're never going to need to control every minor detail to make sure it stays yours. And just as a side note, if someone is making you feel anxious or unstable, or like you're always proving your worth, that really might not be your person. If you're stuck in the dynamic of mixed messages, of mixed signals, of all talk, no walk, then I'm here to tell you this. Those confusing maybes always turn out to be slow no's. And trust that you probably already know that within you. And when you really look at this attachment form in humans, it's normally down to a lack of certainty. We're naturally going to be more attracted to something that we fear is not actually meant for us. We feel like we need to hold on tight, to control it, to protect it, because we feel like at any given point, that can disappear. It can leave us. When there is an element of chasing, it's because there is an element of fear. And when there is an element of fear, there's an element of lack of certainty. So let me say it again. You cannot and will not miss what is meant for you. And if you do have anxious attachment, that's okay too. Awareness is always the first step in healing. But either way, you deserve a love that feels safe, that feels secure, that feels like a home, that always reflects the person you're becoming, the person you're being, rather than the fears of your past. Now, if that resonated with you, or you feel like someone else needs to hear it, please share it. Please like, please subscribe. As always, I'm sending you love, and I will see you soon.